I will vote for Donald Trump. Latinos for Trump and pro-MAGA journalist Mario Guevara was deported to El Salvador after spending 110 days in ICE custody. And more than a third of Hispanic Trump voters say they regret voting for him. You see what happens when you try to align with white supremacy and your skin ain't fully white? They get your vote. They're like, yeah, we got you. We fuck with you. And then once they have your vote, they're like, yeah, fuck you. We gonna deport you. We gonna deport your family. If you ain't legit, get the fuck out of my country. And now you guys finally learn, no matter how much you try to align with white supremacy, no matter how much you want to be like, I'm one of y'all. I even married a white woman. Look at me. I'm next to y'all. Oh, I'm a good boy. I'm a good blue-collar worker. Help me, Donald Trump. They don't give a single fuck. They only look for you for your vote. Once they have that, they don't even see you as human. You was in ICE custody for 110 days, and you was advocating for this. You was one of the main people. You helped get him elected. And what did he do for you? He held you in custody for 110 days, then shipped your ass right back to El Salvador. So I hope it was worth it trying to align with white supremacy. But white supremacy is always going to let you know that you ain't fully white if you ain't fully white.
So there's been a lot of conversation online lately about some Latino voters who supported Trump and are now expressing regret. You've probably seen the videos. People are talking about family members facing deportation or communities feeling the impact of stricter immigration policies. It has sparked a big discussion about political choices, expectations, and how people thought things would play out versus what is actually happening. Well, some are saying they feel overlooked or even used, while others are debating whether these outcomes were predictable from the start. So this is not about attacking anyone. It's just about unpacking what is being said, what people are experiencing, and why this conversation is getting so much attention right now across social media. Right now, I'm going to roll some clips, some different reactions from Latinos and how they feel about, their vote or being used and stuff like that. Quick disclaimer, this video does not support any bullying or harassment. It's there just to let you know concerning what is trending on socials.
I did vote for Mr. Trump. Deporting the criminals is a great policy. These foundations are poured, ready to go, and we can't even start the construction on them. But we voted for the American dream, and unfortunately right now we're not seeing that.
For months, federal agents have been sweeping up workers at construction sites in South Texas.
ICE has raided us anywhere between 10 to 15 times throughout different subdivisions.
Now, work sites across the Rio Grande Valley have ground to a halt. And that's got some Trump supporters in this midterm battleground changing their minds.
These people would just show up to our job sites with no warrants, taking all our workers, even the workers with proper documentation.
Many who work in the construction industry here told us they largely rely on immigrant workers, some of whom are undocumented. DHS did not respond to the Times request for comment, but in a previous statement, it said these raids protect the nation's workforce.
I've supported Mr. Trump in every election that he's been a part of. We just never thought that this would come and affect us in the construction industry, but most importantly, affect our economy here in South Texas.
We are seeing a reduction of almost 60% of our volume on the residential side of our business. We applied for bankruptcy in December.
We saw a drop in sales of about $5.3 million. For 40 years, we had never laid anybody off, and until this happened, we were forced to.
And beyond construction, local businesses say fear is keeping shoppers at home.
And there's been a lot of loss of sales because of that. It killed us this year.
Construction is one of the main pillars to the economy here. Everybody's hurting.
Well, cue the music. Yeah. What's ground? We're great. What's it about? I will vote to be deported. Oh my God, I will vote to be deported. Raise your hand, God bless America. Hey. I will vote for Donald Trump. Get that dance. You better get that dance. I will vote. Raise your hands, come on. For Donald Trump.
my God, I will vote. I will vote to be bankrupted. It wasn't until you realized that his racist policies were going to affect your business. And now that it's affecting your business, now you're thinking, oh, wait, maybe I shouldn't have voted for Trump. Too late. It's fucking too late. You know, midterms, let's see what y'all do. Let's see what y'all do. But hey, you got what you voted for. I mean, what did you guys think when he said mass deportations? They don't want to do work. They don't want to go find criminals. They're just looking for anyone that looks like they're part of the Latinx community and round them up. They have quotas. When you have quotas, you're not investigating to see if this person's a criminal or not. What did you guys think when he said mass? I'm so lost by this. But anyway, you get what you voted for. And now that it's affecting you, now you feel sorry. Like I've been saying, for people of color around this country, we have a coon problem. We definitely do. And these coons sided with white supremacy, and now look at us. Oh my God, I will vote. I will vote to be bankrupted.
I just saw another clip of a Trump supporter regretting their vote, and they're upset that this administration lied to them. Ah, shucks. If only someone told you that he didn't give a fuck about you. What are we supposed to say? Mistakes happen. Most of you voted 3 times, knowing exactly what you were getting into. In what world did you think he was looking out for you? In what world do you think that RFK, Kid Rock, fucking any of them wants the best for you? You really thought that they were just gonna make America great again and healthy again, and your life was gonna get better? You think that the people at the top want you to get better? They want you to be so distracted with hating the libs so much that you don't realize that you're also getting fucked. You know the worst part? A lot of you are still not going to learn from this. Because you got to thrive in a community where you finally felt accepted and significant and and superior. Go on, bring up Biden, bring up Obama, and just act like the functional people don't know that you're allergic to any sort of accountability.
Do you guys remember this lady? Well, I'm trying not to laugh. This is her now.
It's been happening frequently at the 333 Miami Avenue Federal Court building. Janet Correa's husband was detained this week. According to her immigration lawyer, he has already been placed on expedite removal.
They voted for Donald Trump. Donald Trump deport. You heard that right, guys. Janet Correa, the famous Trump singing lady, has had her husband detained by ICE. And not only that, but he got put on expedited removal. They want him out of the U.S. They don't want him. But of course, we've been telling them this all along. They don't want you, bro. Also, do you remember the time I went viral because I told people to call ICE on Latinos for Trump and the family members of Latinos for Trump? It looks like it's happening, and I couldn't be happier. You reap what you sow, and I stand by what I say. But anyways, play silly games, get silly prizes. Let me know what you guys think.
Not proud of it. Man enough to say it. I was one of those guys back in 2020, 2024, shit, even 2016 before I could vote. I was all for Trump. I was all for MAGA. I believed he was going to make America great again. I believed he was going to drain the swamp. I thought he was going to be different. He wasn't a career politician. And boy, was I wrong. My views didn't change. They still remain the same. I did fall for the deception, though, because I can't in good conscience support someone who's responsible for a pointless war where thousands of innocent lives are dying every single day. I can't support someone who mocked Christ on Easter. I sure as hell can't support someone who calls the people who want transparency on one of the most heinous and insidious acts in human history, the Epstein files, calls them liars and lunatics. He's probably a part of it himself. Can't support that. When it comes to politics, it's hard to even align myself with one of the parties because they're both being controlled by the same puppeteers at the top. So I was wrong. Not proud of it. Man enough to say it.
Well, I think the situation is uncomfortable, but it's also very revealing, when people talk about regret after supporting someone like the Orange Man, it usually comes down to a disconnect between expectation and reality. Some voters believed their support would translate into protection, recognition, or at least some level of consideration. But what we're seeing people describe now is the opposite. Policies being enforced in ways that still affect them or their families directly. And that's where a harder truth starts to come in. Yeah, there's this idea that if you align yourself closely enough, politically, culturally, socially, you'll be accepted or shielded. But systems don't always work like that. Policies are not personal. They don't pause and ask who supported who. They operate broadly, and sometimes the same people who felt included end up impacted anyways. And this is what is happening. It's just out there. These guys knew it. Black people were there. They want them. They said nothing good is gonna come out of it. But they supported him in masses. They supported him in huge numbers, and they had to compose songs. They were composing songs, and they were giving speeches thanking him and how they were supporting him, knowing that things were going to turn out in their favor. But yeah, things are not even that the way they expected them to be. And so this is what they get. It is what it is. Even when black people were in the front lines trying to warn them, don't do this, they still went on. They thought, okay, black people are jealous. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Orange Man, I have married a white person, so I'm trying to align with what. There is no way, no amount of work you can do can align yourself to this politically or culturally. Yeah, they used these people and they dumped them in the end. Yeah, and this is why we're seeing a lot of them crying on social media. They are crying. And the frustration you are seeing online, people saying they feel used, comes from that realization. It is the feeling of, showing up, supporting, even defending something, only to realize that your support didn't actually change how you are treated within that system. And that is a tough lesson for anyone. At the same time, it's important to just be careful not to reduce people to just one decision or paint entire groups with one brush. Communities are not monolithic, and not everyone voted the same way or for the same reasons. Some people prioritize economic issues, others social values, others immigration. But when consequences hit close to home, priorities can shift quickly, and this is what we are seeing right now. And I think the bigger takeaway here is about power and awareness. Support doesn't always guarantee protection. Participation doesn't always equal inclusion, and sometimes people only fully understand the system when they experience its impact firsthand. So, what is happening now is a moment of reflection for many about choices, about trust, and about what it really means to be seen and valued beyond just a vote. Yeah, you guys, when black people say something, it's high time you started paying attention, because 199% of what black people say will always come true. Yeah. So if I were other demographic, of course, I would listen to what black Americans were saying, because they said, can you not do this? Please don't do this, because things are going to turn out so bad. And this is what we're seeing. People coming online, they are crying. The prices are going up, rentals going up, EBT cards being cancelled and stuff like that. So people are living in regret, and it's just going to take a whole I don't know how many years for this Orange Man to just get out of that house. Yeah, for things to change. Otherwise, if things are ruined, yeah, it's gonna take another president a lot of time for those things to start being, or rather, putting them in place again. Yeah. So it is what it is. Let me know what you thought, or what are your thoughts on this in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed, kindly click that subscribe button, support this channel. Thank you so much.